Good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy Wednesday, middle of the week, what we call it, hump day. This is Gigi. Come on and get your walk on. Walking 1K, at least 1,000 steps with Gigi. Okay, this is an interesting morning this morning. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we are going to rejoice in it. It is rather warm this morning. That rain is coming, the rain is coming. And they say after the rain comes, um, it's going to get cold. I think they said tomorrow morning it might be in the 20s. So I might be wrapped up really good, or I might be sitting in my car doing my gym nugget. But in any case, oh, it's a blessed day. It's always a blessed day just to be alive. It's a blessed day. Oh my goodness. And before every morning I watch Good Morning America, and they always have these medical studies. And again, I've been telling y'all about the benefits of walking. There's so many benefits to walking. But this morning, they mentioned that walking can reduce or delay dementia by 35%, because what is happening, especially get the cardio, like I said, I walk enough so that you can hear my breathing a little labored. That means my heart is working more, and the more your heart is working, it's sending oxygen to your muscles and to your brain for better brain function. So again, that's another benefit of walking. And they said this is even true for those that have a family history of people that have had dementia. So again, another benefit of walking, especially in the fresh air. Sometimes it's good. I used to do the treadmill thing, but it's something about getting out in the fresh air and walking. But anyway, that's another benefit of walking. I want to share a gym nugget with you today, always inspired by our Daily Bread devotional. And today, the devotional reminds us to speak to the people about Jesus. Speak to the people about Jesus. Now, my gym nugget today is simply, let's talk Jesus. And we need to do that on a more consistent basis, because the story today was about Paul. And in the 21st chapter of Acts, good morning, how you doing? Paul found himself in a bad situation. He went to the temple just to do some rituals and things like that. But there were some agitators that didn't like Paul. And they started saying that he was doing bad things, and he was teaching people against the law and all of that. And they grabbed him, and they were going to take him so they could torture him again like they usually do. And Paul said, wait a minute, just give me a minute. Let me speak to the people. And it says, in the midst of this, he's all blooded and bleeding. He chose to what? Speak about Jesus. Talk about his faith. Oh my goodness, how many of us in the midst of persecution would take that opportunity to talk about Jesus? And then the devotional was talking about another man named Peter. And this is not somebody in the Bible. This is somebody in recently. It says more recently, a man named Peter was arrested while visiting a jailed friend who believed in Jesus in a country where believers are regularly persecuted. And this Peter was tossed in a dark prison cell and blindfolded during interrogations. When the blindfold was removed, he saw 4 soldiers with guns pointed at him. And Peter's response, they said, what was Peter's response? He saw it as a perfect opportunity to share his faith. With guns pointed at him, he's going to talk about his faith. And I was thinking about that. And you know, uh, this is very challenging for these two people, Paul and this Peter, to talk about their faith in the midst of persecution. But I was thinking, why aren't we talking more about Jesus without the threat of being persecuted? I feel that these two people, Paul and this person, Peter, they were comfortable about talking about their faith in the midst of persecution because they had been talking about faith even when they weren't persecuted. This was a constant thing with them, that they talk Jesus. We live in a country, and uh, we have our problems and everything, but I tell you, this is the best country to live in, that we can freely express our faith and we can talk about Jesus freely, and we don't do it. We don't do it. What would happen if our conversations, the majority of our conversations, was about Jesus? Because when we are speaking Jesus, you know what we're speaking? We're speaking love. We're speaking life. You know what Proverbs 18:21, it says that death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit of it. Now, if you like to talk about death, you're going to reap the fruits of death. But if you want to talk about life, oh my goodness, you're going to yield the fruit of life. That's what that is saying. And we need to dominate our conversations and our communications talking about Jesus. Just think about it. If our conversation and our communication, our texts and our DMs and all of that was about Christ and about Jesus, let's give them something to talk about. That's what Bonnie Raitt says in the song. Let's talk about love more. Let's talk about life. Let's talk life. Just like Donald Lawrence says in the song, said, I speak life. We need to speak life into people. That's Jesus Christ. He said, I am the resurrection, and the life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Oh my goodness, we need to speak life. I love Donald Lawrence. He says one part of the song, he says, I speak life. You are the head and not the tail. You will prevail. I speak life because you will live and not die. Yeah, we need to dominate our conversation and our communication more with Jesus. Let's talk Jesus. That's my gem nugget. Let's talk Jesus. I know some people ain't gonna want to hear it, but we need to speak life. We need to speak love more in our conversation and communication. We talk about everything else. That's what Bonnie Raitt said. Give them something to talk about. Let's talk about love. Let's speak life. I don't know if you can read my hat. Somebody gave me this hat, and this is part of speaking life. It says, you got this. We got to speak encouragement into people. We got to speak life into people. We need to speak hope into Jesus, into people. And Jesus is the epitome of life, the epitome of love, the epitome of hope, the epitome of grace, the epitome of faith. We need to speak those things. We need to run our mouths. I told y'all my problem in school that I talked too much, but the thing was I was talking too much about the wrong things and I was distracting the teacher. But now you can't shut me up. I speak Jesus. I like to talk about Jesus. We need to talk more about Jesus. Oh my goodness. That's life. That's love. And that's hope. Oh my goodness. Let's talk Jesus. Let's talk Jesus. Okay. Thank you all for joining me. Oh my goodness. If you missed Church School Live last night, you can go back and check it out. You can even include some comments in the chat. But we was talking about God's promise presence, not gifts and boxes, but his presence, Presence, 130, Psalm 139, 1 through 12. Is nowhere that you can go. I don't care how high you can go, how low you can go, how far east, far west, he's gonna be there. You can run, but you can't hide, and that's a good thing. One of the viewers said that's both comforting and intimidating, but I prefer to think about it's the most comforting thing to know that God will never leave you. He'll never forsake you wherever you go. I just enjoyed the interaction last night, and I believe people was encouraged by the promise that God is omnipresence, that he is always there with you. He is omniscient. David had to sit back there and and said, this knowledge is too high for me. I can't attain it. Oh my goodness. But if you miss that, you need to go back and watch that. You're going to be encouraged by the promise that God is always present. Oh my goodness. I go back and look at comments later on, because some people come on late. One person said that they saw a glow on me last night as I was teaching. And I thank God for the glow, because you know what the word says? Let your light shine. Let your light glow, that men will see your good works. And the ultimate purpose, that's what my mission is, that you glorify our Father that's in heaven. Oh my goodness. I just thank you all for the kind comments last night, but I love the interaction last night as we learn together and grow together and inspire each other together and encourage each other. Oh, we're learning from each other. Somebody mentioned the fact that David was teachable, and we all need to be teachable, because we need to learn more and more about Christ and to grow in our faith. Oh my goodness, I'm excited. Subscribe to the Gem Nugget channel. We reached 30,000 subscribers. That's exciting. Oh my goodness. That's our mission. Pastor James E. Gilmore Sr. and I is to go into all the world, teach all nations, baptize in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. And that is our mission. We want y'all to see the glow on us, so that you will glorify our Father which is in heaven. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Y'all have a blessed day. Go ahead and get that walk in if you need to get that walk in. Oh my goodness. But let's dominate our communication and our conversation and our text and our messaging and everything. Let's talk Jesus, y'all. Let's talk Jesus more and more. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.